Welcome to part 5 of Maya's Meadow. In this part we're going to be adding leaves to our flowers in preparation for turning them into diamonds or weirdly shaped hexagons. So before we start making the leaves we have to mark points on our flower, and before we do that I have to say that 6 of your motifs will have 1 leaf each. 3 will have a light green leaf, 3 will have a dark green leaf, that's if you're following my colorway. 6 of them will have 2 leaves, 1 light and 1 dark. So you need to consult the colorway diagram to see which flowers will have 1 and which color and which will have 2. So on our flower, we need to identify 2 stitches. So we need to find the last joining stitch, which is there. And then on the right hand motif, left if you're left-handed, starting in the last unworked stitch, so not this stitch, the last unworked stitch, we're going to count 9 stitches and place a stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that should be the second stitch before an increase, and we're just going to check that now. So there is an increase. So 1, 2, it's the second stitch before an increase. So on the motif on the left, right, if you're left-handed, starting again in the first unworked stitch, the petal, we're going to count 13 stitches and place a stitch marker. So not this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I'm going to double check that. That should also be the first stitch of an increase, which it is. But we're just going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, so once we've marked those 2 stitches, we're going to put our flower aside and start with the leaf. Starting in a magic ring. You should be familiar with this by now because I've shown this in all the petals, but I start in a double magic ring. I'm going to chain 5. This counts as our treble crochet and chain 1. We're going to make a treble crochet into that ring. And then 12 double crochets. You should be able to do this in your sleep by now. The leaves are basically the same as the petals, except instead of having back post detail or lacy detail, they are just double crochets, many double crochets, and obviously trebles for the corners. So once I've made those 12, I'm going to join to, what am I joining to? I'm joining to the 4th chain of the beginning chain 5 with a slip stitch. So I'll just find the top of the first stitch and then count back. So that's the top of the first stitch. It's a bit warped. That's the 5th chain, 4th chain. Right, so I'm going to chain 3, and that's going to count as a double crochet throughout. Then into the corner I'm going to make 2 DC treble, chain 1, treble, and 2 more DC. I'm going to double crochet in the next 3 stitches, the first of which will be hidden, as with all the other motifs. 1, 2, 3. We will join this leaf to the flower in round 7. So for now we're just working on the leaf. we're going to make 2 double crochet in the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, so that'll be 16 stitches altogether, and I tend to count them in lots of 2. It's up to you how you count them. So I'll do 3, 4, find little patterns for myself, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I've always got hair in my work. 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 8 lots of 2. There should now be 2 stitches left, and I'm going to double crochet in the last 2 stitches. Join to the top of the beginning chain 3 with a slip stitch. Tricky. And that's round 2 made. For round 3, we're going to chain 3 again, and then we're going to make a double crochet in the next 3 stitches, remembering that that front loop of the first stitch might be pulled a little bit tight. Into the corner, we're going to be doing 2 double crochets, treble, chain 1, treble, 2 double crochets. We're going to skip the first stitch, which will be hidden anyway, and we're going to double crochet in the next 6 stitches. So we're going to skip that first stitch and double crochet in the next 6 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to be making 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which will be the second stitch of an increase from the previous round, and then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch, and we'll do that 7 times. So 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which is the second stitch of an increase, double crochet in the next stitch, and that's the first repeat made. Yarn's gotten snagged. No. 2 double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next stitch, and that's the second repeat. And I'm going to continue doing that 5 more times for a total of 7. Okay, so there should now be 3 stitches left, and we're going to make 2 double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next 2 stitches. I'm going to join to the top of the beginning chain 3 with a slip stitch. For round 4, we're going to start with the chain 3, and we're going to double crochet in the next 6 stitches. Again, remembering that the front loop of that first stitch will be slightly pulled down. Okay, so that's, just let me find my bearings. So that's the first double crochet made. We're going to make 5 more. Okay, so that's 6 made. Into the corner we're going to do 2 double crochet, treble, chain 1 treble and 2 double crochet. But stop licking. Have you hurt your foot again? Buddy, that's gross. Okay, now we're going to double crochet in the next 10 stitches, remembering that the first one might be slightly hidden. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Today we have all the sound effects. We have the rain, we have the dog. Now we're going to make 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which should be the second stitch of an increase, and luckily it is. And then we're going to double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and we're going to do that 8 times. So double crochet in the next stitch, which will be the second stitch of an increase from the previous round, and then double crochet in the next 2 stitches. You'll notice that basically all we're going to be doing is like when you form a circle, you've got an increase and then a stitch, increase and a stitch, and then the next round you've got an increase 2 stitches, increase 2 stitches. So that's what we're going to do. The number of stitches between increases will increase by 1 in every round. The same thing again, the second increase, 2 double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and that's the second repeat done. And we'll just continue around until I've done all 8, remembering that your increase should always fall in the second stitch of an increase from the previous round. And it's nice, those little landmarks, because it'll alert you early on if you've made a mistake. I'm on the 8th repeat now. Now I've made all 8 repeats. I'm going to join to the top of the beginning chain 3 with a slip stitch. So for round 5 we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to double crochet in the next 9 stitches. Into the corner we're going to do the same corner, 2 double crochet, 1 treble, chain 1, 1 treble, 2 double crochet. We're going to double crochet in the next 13 stitches. My yarn, the first one of which will be slightly hidden. Ten. I'm such a daydreamer. Even when I'm doing a video, I have a tendency to just completely go somewhere else in my mind. Okay, so we have made our first 13 stitches. Now we're going to make 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which should be the first stitch of an increase from the previous round, and then we're going to double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and we're going to do that 8 times. So 2 double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, check. Make 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which should be the first stitch of an increase, which it is. 1, 2, 3. That's our second repeat made. So I will just continue around doing that 6 more times for a total of 8. It's a big side body. You're sad because it's raining and I don't want to take you to the park. Join to the top of the beginning chain 3 with a slip stitch. And that's round 5 made. For round 6, we're going to start with the chain 3 again, which counts as our first double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet in the next 12 stitches. Between the last round and this round, so my hands are a bit sticky because they're wet, I decided that this is the perfect weather for some fitcook, some curry fitcook, which is a traditional South African dish. And it's basically deep fried dough balls that you then stuff with a Cape Malay curry, which is a sweet, salty, sour curry. Delicious. The boys love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Into the corner we're going to do 2 double crochets, treble, chain 1, treble, 2 double crochets. My yarn keeps sticking to this wooden board. Oh, it's a bit untidy now. I'm just going to undo it. We're going to double crochet into the next 17 stitches. First one will be slightly hidden. Didn't even go into that, I went into the space. Two, 3, 4. I've got some yarn ends coming to join me. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're going to make 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which should be the second DC of an increase from the previous round. Then we're going to double crochet in the next 4 stitches, and we're going to do that 7 times. So 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which is the second stitch of an increase from the previous round. Double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So that's the first repeat made. I'm going to do that again, 2 double crochet in the next stitch. Double crochet in the next 4 stitches. Third repeat. Fourth repeat. Fifth repeat. Right, so we're going to make 2 double crochets in the next stitch. There should be 4 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Going to join to the top of the beginning chain 3 with a slip stitch. And now we're going to start round 7, in which we will be joining. Round 7, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to make a half double crochet in the next 15 stitches. Right. Into the corner we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 treble, chain 1, 1 treble and 2 double crochets. Sometimes I dream this corner. I've done it so many times. Now we're going to make a half double crochet in the next 20 stitches. First one will be slightly hidden. Ten. 20. We're going to make 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, which should be the first stitch of an increase from the previous round. And then we're going to half double crochet in the next 5 stitches. Oops. One, two, three, four, 5, and we're going to do that twice. So that's the first one. We're going to do that again. Okay, so we have got our first, let's find it, first increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, second increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that we've done those 2 increases, we're going to start adding the leaf to the flower. So we're going to have to fetch our flower and place it like this, so that the leaf is between the 2 marked stitches. Take a deep breath, because this is not hard, but it's fiddly, and every time I've tried to film this, I've made some sort of mistake somewhere along the way. This will get much easier. So the first one is always the hardest. It gets much easier as you get into the rhythm of doing this. So we've placed the leaf between those two marked stitches, and we are going to remove our hook and insert it from front to back into the marked stitch of the petal to our right, to the left, if we're left-handed. And I'm just going to remove that marker. Then we're going to take this loop and we are going to pull it through that stitch. Right. Now we are going to make a half double crochet in the next stitch of the leaf. And this will be our first joining half double crochet. So working into the next stitch of the petal and the same stitch of the leaf, because we have to incorporate our increases on the leaf. We're going to do the same thing. So pull that loop through the next stitch on the petal and then half double crochet into the same stitch on the leaf. This will create the increase. So we're going to make a joining half double crochet in the next 3 stitches of the petal and the leaf. I get so nervous when I do this part. So 1, 2, 3. So that should give us 5 little stripes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got our increase there, and 1, 2, 3. So now working only into the leaf, we are going to make 2 half double crochets, and that will be 4 and 5 between the increases. Then we're going to make 2 half double crochet in the next stitch of the leaf. So that's our next increase. And then we're going to make half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Right, so we are going to chain 3, pull up a loop and remove our hooks before. We're going to skip the next 6 unworked stitches on the petal and work into the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and the 7th, and that should leave 1 unworked, that one between the join and this last stitch. We're going to pull that loop through. We're going to chain 3 and slip stitch into the last half double crochet we made to form a little leaf picot. And you might have to turn your work a little bit to do that. So we're going to do slip stitch. Yep. So that will make a little picot. We're going to half double crochet in the next stitch of the leaf. This is a bit you've got to take slow. This is where I make all the mistakes. Chain 3, 2, 3, and pull up a loop again. We're going to skip the first unworked stitch on the next petal and pull the loop through the next stitch. So that's the join. This is the first unworked stitch. We're going to go through that one gently. 1, 2, chain 3 and slip stitch into the last half double crochet. Two little ears. They look a bit wonky now, they'll be fine. Okay, working only into the leaf, we're going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. We're going to make 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. And I'm just going to double check my work. Where was the last increase? There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the next one. Righto, I've done it right. Now we're going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches of the leaf only. 1, 2, 3. I know it sounds painful when I'm doing it so slow. It's not. It's just the first one, and I haven't done these in a while. So we are going to skip the next 6 stitches of the petal and make a joining half double in the mark stitch of the petal and the next stitch of the leaf. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yay, it works. We're going to make a joining HCC in the next 2 stitches. Then we're going to make a joining HCC in the next stitch of the petal and the same stitch of the leaf. That will be our next increase. So next stitch of the petal and same stitch on the leaf for an increase. Now that we've created our increase, we're going to make one more joining HCC in the next stitch of the leaf and the petal. And we've done all the joining, so we're going to double check our work, mainly the increases on here. That needs to be relatively central, then you'll know you've done it more or less all right. A skipped stitch there, skipped stitch there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little stripes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little stripes there. We've got an increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase, and 1. So now we're going to work only into the leaf again, and we're going to make a half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. Make 2 double crochet in the next stitch, which should be the first easy of an increase. Half double crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, which should be the first one of an increase again, and it is. And then we're going to half double crochet in the last 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, we're going to join to the top of the beginning chain 2 with the slip stitch or with the invisible join, which is what I'll be doing, but I'm not going to do that on camera. I'll do that a bit later. So now you have one leaf attached to your flower. If it is a motif that has 2 leaves, you are going to need to mark the stitches on the opposite end of the leaf between those petals, same as you did before. So 13 and I think, was it 9? Let's go back and double check. Yep, so we're going to count 9 back and mark it, count 13 back and mark it. And then you'll do the exact same thing, add a leaf to that point as well. And this is part 5 all done, and I will see you next week for parts 6 and 7, I think, which will last for 2 weeks, where I will show you how to turn these into diamond shapes and semi-hexy diamond shapes. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.